Good day, ma'am. This is Ebra and Catherine D., BS Criminology 1103. Introduction to Criminology, Mrs. Desiree Arienta. The different school of thought in criminology are the following: classical school of thought, neoclassical school of thought, positivist school of thought, French school of thought, socialist and cartographic school of thought. Theories under classical school of thought are the following: rational choice theory, deterrence and utilitarian theory. Rational choice theory adopts a utilitarian belief that humans are reasoning actors who weigh means and ends, costs and benefits in order to make rational choice. In other definition, rational choice theory implies that criminals are rational in their decision making, and despite the consequences, that the benefits of committing the crime outweigh and punishment. This theory suggests that criminals act rational in their thinking. So, pag sinabi nating rational choice theory, dito pumapasok yung pagiging rational natin mag-isip, yung pagiging wais natin mag-isip o yung pagiging wais ng mga kriminal mag-isip. Kumbaga, nakapokus sila sa reward na makukuha nila kaysa sa hindi nila naiisip yung punishment na maaaring ibigay sa kanila o ihatol sa kanila. Rational, kumbaga sinasabi dito na rational ang mga kriminal mag-isip. We are focusing in the rewards, kung ano yung makukuha natin o mabe-benefits natin pag ginawa natin yung crime na yun. So, proceed na po tayo sa deterrence theory. Is the idea that an inferior force by virtue or the destructive powers of the force weapons could deter a moral powerful adversary, that this force could be protected against destruction by surprise attack. In other words, deterrence in relation to criminal offending is the idea or theory that the threat of punishment will deter people from committing crime and reduce the probability and the level of offending in society. So, dito naman sa deterrence theory is the idea that inferior force by virtue, kumbaga may nagtutulak sa atin na gumawa ng isang krimen sa pamamagitan na yun ng inferior force. Kumbaga, dahil dito sa inferior force na ito, na nagkukumit tayo ng isang krimen o ng isang crime. So, the last is the utilitarian theory. Utilitarianism is one of the best known and most influential moral theories. Its core idea is that whether actions are morally right or wrong depends on their actions or effects. This philosophical doctrine is known as utilitarianism, the idea that punishment ought to be based on its usefulness or utility or practicality. Utilitarian theory of punishment seek to punish offenders to discourage or deter future wrongdoing. Utilitarian theory, kumbaga din naman ay yung pagiging practical natin mag-isip. Pagiging practical natin mag-isip bilang isang tao. Yun. Kumbaga, iniisip natin yung mga disadvantages na makukuha natin dito, advantages ng mga gagawin natin. Kumbaga, kung ito baga ay kapakinabang o hindi. Yun. So, proceed na po tayo sa another school of thought, which is neoclassical school of thought in criminology is behavioral theory. This seeks to explain human behavior by analyzing the antecedent and consequences present in the individual's environment and to be learned association he or she was required previous experience. Kumbaga, dito naman, sa behavior theory, seek to explain human behavior. Yon. Dito naman, pinag-aaralan naman dito yung kung paano tayo mag-behave bilang isang tao. Pinag-aaralan dito yung mga consequences ng ating action sa bawat mali nating gagawin. Pinag-aaralan din dito yung mga naranasan natin, kung halimbawa, gumawa tayo ng krimen, bakit natin nagawa yun? Kumbaga, based yun sa ating experience ba, o naranasan na ba natin ng isang bagay na yun, kung bakit natin ginawa yung isang krimen. So, positivist school of thought theory is routine activity theory is a subfield of criminology or crime opportunity theory that focuses on situation of crime. A theory of crime events. This theory believed that the organization of routine activity in society create opportunity for crime. Sa routine activity theory naman, ang example po nito ay yung baga, bawa, matagal na tayong minamanmanan ng bawa, magnanakaw o ng hold-upper. Kumbaga, halimbawa ka mga isang linggo, halimbawa nagtatrabaho ka, alam niya na yung sasakyan mo, bababaan mo. Kumbaga, mahanap lang siya ng tiyempo o inaabangan ka na lang niya kung saan ka bababa. Yun nangyayari itong routine activity na to dahil yung sa araw-araw nating ginagawa o pamumuhay. Halimbawa, isa pang halimbawa nito ay halimbawa, ako, papasok ako ng eskwelahan. Kumbaga, kung may gustong gawin sa akin yung may galit sa akin yung isang tao, kung may gusto siyang gawin sa akin. Pag-aaralan niya dito, yung mga araw-araw kong ginagawa, papasok sa school, kung saan ako dadaan, saan ako bababa, saan ako kakain. So, inaalam ng kriminal o ng suspect kung ano yung gagawin niya, kung ano yung mga techniques na na-apply niya para maisagawa yung krimen, kung saan siya pupunta, kung saan lugar, yun. Kaya nangyayari ito, tinatawag itong routine theory activity. Kumbaga, routine, araw-araw natin ginagawa. So, the next is labeling theory. Posits that self-identifying the behavior of individuals may be determined or influenced by the terms used to describe or classify them. It states that people become to identify and behave in ways to reflect how others label them. Sa labeling theory naman, pumapasok dito kung paano tayo husgahan ng ibang tao. Halimbawa, nagiging kriminal ka o nagkakagawa ka ng krimen dahil hinusgahan ka ng iba. Mga sinabihan ka na, dahil mahirap ka, magiging kriminal ka, gagawa ka ng paraan para mabuhay. So, baga, ililabel ka ng iba, baga, bibigyan ka ng husga ng iba, at yung panghusga na yun, yung magpupush sa'yo para gumawa ka ng krimen. Kumbaga, minamaliit ka nila, so yung pangmamaliit na yun yung ginagawa mong rason, o yun yung nagiging rason para gumawa ka ng krimen. Labeling, kumbaga, yung binigyan ka nga ng husga ng mga tao, kaya mo nagawa yung krimen na yun, kaya mo naisagawa yung krimen na yun. Strain theory state that certain strains or stressor increase the likelihood of crime. This strain lead to negative emotions such as frustration and anger. This emotion create pressure to correct action, and crime is one of the possible response. Dito naman sa strain theory, Nangyayari iyon kapag may gusto kang gawin, may pangarap ka sa buhay, tapos hindi mo natupad yun. Yung mga emotion, yung mga sari-saring emotion na dumadating sa'yo bilang isang loser or failure, yun yung nagiging, kumbaga yung nagiging solution mo. Gumawa ka ng crime dahil stress ka, gumawa ka ng crime dahil depressed ka. Kumbaga, itong strain theory na to focuses sa mga loser na tao. Kumbaga, failure. Hindi mo natupad ang pangarap mo, tapos madami kang judgment na narinig, hinusgahan ka. So, nagaganap itong crime na ito dahil sa mga sari-saring emotion. Yun. Tapos, sa French School of Thought, theory naman natin dito is behavioral theory. Argues that behavior is learned. Environment is in the development of behaviors. Edwin Sutherland introduced the theory that criminal behavior occurs in a cultural conflict where association with crime increase criminal behavior. Dito naman sa behavioral theory, kumbaga, yung environment nakakatulong yung environment ay nakakatulong sa pag-produce ng crime. Kumbaga, yung nakikita natin, kung anong environment meron tayo, kumbaga, natututo tayong gumawa ng crime dahil yun na yung nakikita natin. Yun yung environment natin, yung nakikita natin sa araw-araw natin ginagawa. So, kumbaga, nai-impluwensyahan tayo dito. Next is theory of imitation by Tarde. The law of imitation, which apply in crime as well as in other aspects of social life, are basic to Tarde's theory. In his study, The Criminal Behavior, Tarde noted 3 types of repetitive patterns. The first and foremost obvious love is that men imitate one another in portion as they are in close contact. In the strict sense, the theory refers to the imitation of reality that can be perceived through the senses. The imitation theory is associated with the concept of mimesis, a Greek word that originally meant imitation, representation, or copy, especially of nature. Dito naman, sa theory of imitation, kumbaga, tulad din yung sa isa na behavioral theory na may kinalaman yung environment sa pagkukumit ng crime. Dito, sa theory of imitation, binibigyan din dito, halimbawa ako, yung environment ko ay magulo, puno ng crime, puno ng kaharasan. Kumbaga, nai-impluwensyahan ako ng mga taong nasa paligid ko o ng aking environment, kaya naman nagagaya ko na rin yun. Kumbaga, yun yung masama na yung nagiging routine ng pang-araw-araw kong pamumuhay. So, yun na rin yung na-absorb ko. Kumbaga, na tanim na sa isip ko na gano'n na dapat ang gagawin. Kailangan mo mag-commit ng crime para mabuhay. Kumbaga, yun na yung araw-araw mong nakikita. Tapos, socialist school of thought theory is the Marxist theory. Is one of the school of thought of criminology. It parallels the work of the structural functionalism school, which focuses on what produces stability and continually in society. Marxist criminology is a theory that attempts to explain crime, the root of premise of Marxism. Says during the struggle for resources in capitalism, crime emerges as those on the bottom contend for social, political, and economical equality, struggle in social classes, theory of capitalism. Dito naman sa Marxist theory, binibigyan din dito yung social classes natin or yung social classes nga and capitalism. Pag sinabi natin capitalism, ito yung pagitan sa nangangapital o yung boss at saka yung sa tatawag nating labor o magtatrabaho. Kumbaga, mas kumikita pa yung mas malaking kinikita ng boss kaysa sa maggagawa. Tapos ako, social classes naman, yung mga middle classes o yung nasa silver lining na tinatawag. So, nagagawa natin ng isang crime dahil na rin nga sa mga social classes na tinatawag. Tapos, cartographic school of thought theory is the thermic law of delinquency, held that crimes against persons are more common in hotter climates and seasons, whereas crime against property are common in cooler climates and seasons. Thermic law of crime, where is crime against persons peak during summer months. Violent crimes such as rape most often take place in summer months. So, dito naman sa thermic law of delinquency, binibigyan din dito na mas sa pag-aaral na ito, mas binibigyan ng pansin na mas dumadami daw yung crime rates natin sa summer season. Niniwala yung mga nag-aaral dito na mas dumadami yung crime pagka mainit yung panahon. Dahil siguro sa mainit yung panahon, irritable, laging mainit ang ulo, ganun. Kaya nagkukumit ng crime ng isang tao. So, yun na po lahat. Thank you.